Good morning, Faith Bible family, and welcome to week 14 of our Psalms on the Porch series. This week, we're looking at what is probably one of the most well-known passages in the whole Bible, Psalm 23. And the challenge for any study through the Psalms is to think about something original to say about 23. Most of us grew up hearing it, and even if you're not a Christian, the poem is familiar. It's because of this familiarity that translations like the Message are useful, because Peterson will phrase this psalm in a way that is familiar and yet very different. So maybe you'll hear it in a way that you haven't in a while. We're in Psalm 23 this morning. Let's go ahead and read it together.
God, my shepherd, I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you let me catch my breath and send me in the right direction. Even when the way goes through Death Valley, I'm not afraid. When you walk by my side, your trusty shepherd's crook makes me feel secure. You serve me a 6-course dinner right in front of my enemies. You revive my drooping head. My cup brims with blessing. Your beauty and love chase after me every day of my life. I'm back home in the house of God for the rest of my life.
This psalm has been treasured by generations of Christians and Jews for centuries because of the comforting nature of its message. But I think that the true beauty and comfort of this psalm doesn't come from the depictions of the lush meadows and quiet pools, but rather from Death Valley and the presence of enemies. It is the context of the psalm that brings out the true beauty. I get the feeling that this psalm was written on an empty stomach in the midst of suffering, and that it was in the midst of this suffering that the psalmist is the most aware of the comfort of God. I don't need a thing, he says, because God is my shepherd. He will be with me in the valley. He will be my feast in the presence of my enemies. My head may be drooping now, but he will lift it up. And because I am pursued by his beauty and love, I will live forever in his house. You know, I think that gentleness is an underappreciated quality in people, and it's all the more underappreciated in God. This is where this psalm shines the brightest. God is gentle with us, like a caring shepherd, giving us his protection and provision in the midst of our danger and our want. We can easily mistake gentleness for weakness or softness, but this psalm will not allow us to do that. Instead, it reminds us that in the midst of all of the things that are happening to us, God will provide. It's not that our hard times don't matter, and God doesn't just tell us to, buck up and keep our heads held high. He promises instead that he will go through it with us, and that when we look to him, we will find comfort and peace in the midst of our hard times. His beauty and love will never stop chasing us. There's a reason that some chapters in the Bible are so well known. It would be a mistake for us to read this psalm and yet say to ourselves, yeah, I know that one. Let's take a few moments today and reflect on it and thank God for his gentleness. God bless you. We'll see you on Sunday, either in person or over the live stream.